Hello all, welcome back to Rogue Trader, of course, game operator and narrator. So we have an ailment that is still with us here. Suspicious rash. Yeah. Didn't go away when we came back to the ship, so I'm a little worried about that one. I know we speculated at the end of the last episode whether or not the Bloodspun web storyline was done. I don't think it is. Unless this is just something that we get, which really not good. Dodge, hit chance, and parry reduced by 10% is no thank you. In the meantime, though, let's go ahead and carry on with our travels to Owlcat Minoris. Let's see what we got here. To the starports. I think everyone here is good to go. Let's see what we're dealing with. Well, this looks wonderful. The starport greets you with the din of ordnance, and the smell of explosives tickles your nostrils. It is difficult to tell through the smoke who's firing at whom. Halt! Weapons on the ground or I'm firing! A man in a torn and dirty uniform hobbles toward you from behind the chunks of rock creating crumpled plasteel. His cracked helmet is adorned with a crooked label that reads Sergeant Malgar. Alright, so our skies are in lockdown, the rebels are shooting down anything that flies, and you lot just happen to land in our rear without a scratch to show for it? Not a shuttle like that! Where did you get it? Stolen from the palace, isn't it? He is visibly awed by the resplendent gold of your transport. Grab him, lads, we got ourselves a rebel landing force! Abelard turns purple. By the throne, what is this mess? Dira glances around. They're in a rough spot, old man. Go easy on them. Okay. Let's see how my voice handles on this one. Abelard, enlighten this rabble about the proper manner of greeting the God Emperor's chosen. Abelard clears his throat. You stand before Rogue Trader von Valancius, you ignorant worm? Snap to attention this instant and give his lordship a formal report. With a mixture of awe and terror, he snaps to attention, raises his freshly cut chin like an exemplary soldier, and barks, My mistake, sir! At once! The starport is under the control of the governor's wardens. Perimeter command is Sergia. I'm pretty sure that was supposed to be sergeant. A frag grenade explosion cuts off the rest of the sergeant's words. Shrapnel flies everywhere with a piercing screech. One of the soldiers falls to the ground, clutching the remains of his forearm that is now adorned with crimson tatters. Blood is pouring out of the stump, and the soldier's agony is short-lived. The sergeant curses and hastily says an army prayer for the dead. With a rasping cough, the sergeant turns back to you. Pardon me, Sergeant Lassimalga reporting. My unit is holding the starport in the governor's orders. How may I serve? Some dirty dog nearly shot down my shuttle. Affirmative, your lordship, sir. It's all those damned rebels. Those maggots somehow got their hands on an anti-aircraft battery, and it's causing our shuttles no end of trouble. That thing really packs a punch. You're lucky they missed you. I see them fry 2 shuttles carrying reinforcements, and not a soul survived. What is going on here? Unrest, sir. Armed rebel in both the capital and the provinces. First, the lower levels sparked, then went up to spires. They hit the Vox hubs, the arsenals, and the mag train stations. Then Felix tore off his mask, precisely because he knew about the trouble in Owlcat Minoris. He knew that none of our allies would come to our aid. Cassia lets out a sorrowful sigh. You may continue your report, peasant. My unit was here when it all went to the Groxes. The tech freaks linked the satellites reported sightings of strange void ships in the system. They were orbiting the star until one of them set course for landing on Rykad Bajoris. The governor took precautionary measures in order to increase security at the key facilities. Anyone knows that whenever something's not right, you better double the warden details. The alarm was raised, and we were sent to secure the starport. It's the only reason we were able to hold it. They're crushing us, the scumbags. It's been a whole turn since the last reinforcements came in. We're running low on ammo. Every other fighter is wounded. I don't know how bad it is in the streets, but they'll drive us out of here any minute. What caused this rebellion? Ill thoughts, sir. We've fallen on hard times. The ground keeps shaking. Things keep exploding. The people are scared. They've forgotten all about their duty. And that's when those, Emperor, forgive me, preachers came. They started riling everybody up. Sure enough, we shot a few, but they just kept coming, more and more of them. Cannot leave you and your people without aid. Reinforcements will be sent from my ship. I live to serve. The sergeant is so astonished that he only barks out the mandated words of gratitude after a non-mandated lengthy pause. We won't fail. We won't forget. We'll be praying to the Emperor for you, your lordship, sir. Do you happen to know if a member of the Inquisition has come here? At the word Inquisition, the sergeant's face fills with awe. I don't know, sir. There definitely haven't been any visitors like that on my watch. You might have to inquire at the headquarters, your lordship, sir. I'm going to go see the governor. If I may report, sir, as long as the rebels keep shooting their damned anti-aircraft battery, there's absolutely no way to shuttle you to the governor. It would have to be on foot, and the streets are dangerous. I have no one to send with you as an escort. I assigned all available troops to accompany the esteemed tech priest to the governor. I'll voxcast orders to them to wait for you, and I'll inform headquarters. They better send out a convoy to meet you halfway. Meanwhile, we will follow the governor's order and hold the line here. Idira frowns as her gaze grows distant, as if she's looking through the sergeant. You're a good soldier, but you've got a lot of blood in your hands, both yours and others. You know, the same hand that salutes now might falter in darkness. Rank and epaulettes won't save you from bitterness. Pardon me, my lady, but I can't get my head around those fancy words you're saying. I've seen plenty of blood, but trust me, I'll fight to my last drop. What tech priest? A very important person from the Adeptus Mechanicus arrived on the last shuttle before they locked down the sky. He kept on asking whether anyone by the name of Amarant or something like that had recently arrived. Barely answered any of our questions, though. Said he was under no obligation to tell us anything. He demanded to talk to the governor personally, so I had to send a quarter of my troops with him to keep trouble at bay. Is the path ahead dangerous? What exactly awaits me there? The sergeant sighs heavily. All of our roadblocks are gone. The whole place is in the rebels' hands. The city is almost lost, so no help will come. We are surrounded by rebels. And watch your steps, sir. The streets are chock full of mines. His remark about mines lodges itself in your memory. More than anything, you'll need to watch the ground and not your surroundings. You'd rather risk a shot from a rebel or a jittery soldier than experience a few handfuls of lethal frag shrapnel resting on top of some 300 grams of explosives fisoline. You're a good soldier, Malgar. I see that your heroism is noted. The sergeant blushes slightly. I live to serve. Another explosion interrupts the sergeant's words. With a sigh of relief, he turns to his soldiers and spits out a booming series of commands. So on your travels, you hear many rumors. Those of them deserving the rogue trader's attention are logged in a separate section of the journal. Sometimes rumors are just that. Other times there's truth to them. In some cases, there may even be more. To verify a rumor, travel to the place indicated in the rumor's description. While traversing the Coronis Expanse, as the rogue trader, you are bound to hear rumors regarding your own deeds and exploits, some of which reflect the reaction of the Expanse's denizens to choices you have made. Cool. So if I go... not there, but if I go here, to rumors. Okay, so, yeah. Looking for the Lord Inquisitor. And unidentified void ship. Good to know.
So, this is how vast the sky is. It is no wonder that mutiny broke out here. How can order be maintained in a place without compartments or bulkheads?
Sheer gumption.
I would argue that it is not the size of the territory, but the competence of the governor that matters. Ugh, he did not even send a proper cortege to meet us.
He's a little busy at the moment, so I don't blame him. Well, that's broken to hell.
Step, I forge my destiny among the stars.
What's all this then, gods? Nothing, that's what that is. Pilot Nimbus. The pilot, dressed in a crumpled uniform adorned with the Von Valancius coat of arms, still looks quite pale. Her white hands bear red marks left by the wheel. The scream of terror she let when the missile flew right past her shuttle is etched in your memory. Her voice quivers slightly, but even her fear cannot stop her from using typical Voidsman jargon. That was some flight, your lordship. We've been a little less lucky. We'd be checking out the port of the sky right about now. Yeah, I don't need to ask any of those questions. None of that applies to me. Rebel gunner right there. Okay. How far do we want to push this?
The divine watches over us before
Right there. That's as far as we're going to push it.
You ready to die?
That's a lot of people in the port here. A lot of las guns. Some melee. Let's put Soul. Right there. Abelard. There's really not a whole lot of cover for you to hop right into, is there? Abelard and our Blade Dancer friend are not exactly looking very high up on the order of things, are they? Heck, even that guy gets to go before we do. Abelard, you go there then? Argenta. Right there. Have one guy go first before Cassia does. Get her into half cover. I guess the big question is it worth pushing out so early? That is a lot of people, and there is a lot of cover behind us. Might make more sense just to stick back here a little bit. There's our 6.
Let's get to it. I've suffered worse.
All right, let's get Abelard going.
If I may.
I should really have read the order of things. Getting Cabela going first probably would have made more sense. That serves no purpose. And we get Cassie into half cover. Best we got. Okay, well.
That is foolishness.
No line of sight. You're literally looking through a fire report and you got no line of sight.
Do not dare ask.
Okay, well. Let me get back to your staff. I would save this. Yeah, because if I want to use that, I want to use that when people start moving in. This I do have 2 line of sight shots on. It's kind of wasted. Push up down here.
Faith without deeds is worthless.
That doesn't help. Very well then.
Doubt is for the weak.
Swing and a miss.
Time to slaughter someone. Let's get to it.
Well, that's just not very nice. Nope. Forewarning to Bella.
Was that you? Or
Brace yourself, Abelard.
Okay. Well, that was nice. Bad roll. Got a perils of the warp and knocked everybody prone between me and the target. Could bop him.
Will do.
Give me some sensory depth.
Let's make it quick.
I will not die in dishonor.
It strengthens me.
Oh, and he dodged that shot.
We go.
Okay.
I'm here, maggot.
Well, well, well. Let's see what we got here.
No.
Good hop forward. Good hop forward a couple times, actually. How many charges did we have? Let's save them. And everybody's been knocked prone.
Actions will speak louder than words. I will not be deterred.
Bell under voice of command. You know what? Yeah.
And so shall it be done.
You have authority. And let's not use our pistol. But I would like that sniper rifle. And I have wonderful shots all around. Unfortunately, nobody's really lined up. I'd like the agitator. Well, those two are.
The Emperor, your corrupt way has failed you.
Missed you and hit your buddy in the rear. Impressive.
Scared yet?
And
Show me what you've
blood.
Let's get to it.
Yep.
Just a minor setback.
You guys want to get up yet?
If only that were possible. Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Yep. Should be. Well, we got some people in range now.
That is foolishness. I'm afraid not. If only that were possible.
That's your only line of sight target, eh? Swing and a miss.
Let's get to it. Leave a scar. Time to slaughter someone.
Honestly, if they want to keep on shooting themselves, that's fine. There we go. Everybody's getting back up again. What a lovely time to be alive. Don't perils of the warp this one, please.
Is.
Oh, thank God. Let me get rid of the guy in the back.
I'm not so sure. But of course.
Ah, hit a friendly guard.
Let's get to it.
Nice of you to kill your friend. Get out of that shotgun. Good hits. Beautiful guardsman. Shame you're probably going to die very quickly. Could do death waltz. So immediate area here is clear.
I will leave footprints of scarlet.
Let's get you going here.
would that I could. This goes against the tenets.
Really? Should have used that one first. Now I got nowhere to go. Well.
Trust me.
That was terrible.
Tried and tested tactics.
Abelard, you're about a couple turns behind everybody. Get brace for impact up. Let's charging through things.
I will do my duty.
Give you endure.
I'm not interested.
I don't have enough. Okay.
At your back and forth.
I could and I should. Give that to Cabela.
Be thy undoing.
Then I can do this.
Death comes in silence. I shall not. Death is a blessing. Killing brings me no pleasure.
Delicious. I think I got one charge and that's all I got.
As the tenets demand.
Can I get to this gentleman? I am just outside his reach. Need like a charge or something.
The shadows will. The other side awaits.
I will take that. And now I can do this.
Trust me. Killing brings me no pleasure.
Okay, what's left? Not a lot left on the board. I think there's just one guy now. Can I get into cover? Probably not. Nope. Ah, yes, there's that guy there. Both gunners.
And so it shall be done.
Am I just missing? That's a level of unfortunate I don't really like. Yep. Abelard. Already got that. You're too far away. Never mind.
I'm here, maggot.
Don't hurt the guardsman.
Dare ask.
I will take another shot. Cassia still can't see, so let's shuffle you sideways then.
Be careful not to cross my gaze.
I didn't check if that shuttle was still in the way, and it is. Yeah, I can't see nothing.
God Emperor, move through me. Be the fire.
All right,
in my
Agenta,
heart.
what have we got?
I'll do it. The enemy
No eyes on nothing, but they can't see us either, so I guess we'll take that.
I'm
Really nothing you can do.
Follow my lead.
Don't do it, guardsman. He's gonna kill you. Ah! That is a shame.
I am your blade and shield. I shall not fail.
There we go. Now we start to land hits. And I don't think I can get close enough even with charge. Nope.
That's not the Seneschal's job.
Let's not put ourselves in that kind of a line of fire here.
Reduced to dust.
Get that kill out of the way. And we'll start the new turn. Which is perfect because, hello.
Indeed.
Beautiful. That's a lot of crap. That's a lot of crap. We got shock batons. Power weapon, 611 damage. No. A bunch of shotguns, too. Well, we'll take what we get. And what does he have? Las gun, primitive sword, and armored body glove. Nothing overly fancy. Anything special?
Walk this path to the end.
There's a blind man. You there, blind man. Sorry, dude, I don't actually have your eyes. Seems to be shenanigans up here. What's going on? The eyes lie, the final dawn purifies vision. Now that's terrible stuff. That is a fair assessment. Don't come any closer and I won't shoot you. Oh, so Argento's just gonna, yeah. The young shaggy-haired soldier is still pale. Nonetheless, as you approach, he holsters his pistol, the hallmark of good discipline. He gives you a somewhat frightened, but genuine smile. Thank you, my lord. You arrived in the nick of time. I don't know what those babbling creeps wanted with me, but it definitely wasn't anything good. Are you unharmed, soldier? Oh, that's not what, Dang it. I told him to bugger off. That was not what I wanted. Misclick. Wow. Aren't we off to a wonderful start? New area? Might as well crap all over it.
The duty prevails.
Do not touch. Fair enough. Then touch it we shall not. But I see a bunch of goods over here. Which there must be... It looks like there's an elevator there. Okay. Well, with Lucky Jasper out of the way, I can't take a look at his table, which is a shame. And that's a lot of explosives. Which makes me a little worried.
Know your duty.
And a rebel gunner.
Blessed is Von Valencia's bloodline. The impure cannot escape their fate.
I'll turn you into corpse starch.
Yep, that's a lot of people. Right next to a lot of barrels. Oh, these guys aren't next to a lot of barrels. These guys are. Sister Agenta there. Let's try this one out.
Let's make it quick. Here we go.
Another agitator, of course. Well, you got one barrel. I can see that. If I get lucky.
As the Emperor commands.
Now that could be a thing. And what is the range on your lightning? Farther than what I got. Alright, so don't knock Abelard silly here.
Was that you? Or
And nobody else is in range. We're gonna hold position.
Hold on. Let's get to it.
Yes, stack up on those barrels.
Scared yet?
Let's make it quick.
Rebel commander. I mean, we could.
I'm afraid not. Me. If you insist, Lord Captain.
Bella voice command. No need for the littlest stare.
If only that were possible. Do not dare ask.
I need those barrels out of the way. Sorry, Cassia.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
That didn't get all of them.
If I may,
What are we looking at here? Blade Dancer. If I were to get you some charges.
as honor or death.
I didn't do a darn thing.
Here we go.
No, keep on stacking up, guys. It's all right. Let's do...
Rejoice in service.
Get that up. Abelard up. Let's do that hot shot. We got 3 guys lined up here.
This is beyond me. I can't allow myself to do this.
That's a shot.
And this be the warning to all who oppose us.
Yeah, waiting to everybody else.
And so shall it be done.
You're gonna be up, Abelard. Does he have a shot? The bigger question is, I want Sister Argenta to put fire down through here. That's you in the back. That's you there. That's the agitator. We might still be able to get a line up here.
My place is at the fore. At your beck and call.
Winged him.
Victory is imminent.
And if I rush,
I will do my duty.
I can get that set in stone. That looks like smoke. That's fine.
Out of my way. Let's get to it.
Thanks for hitting your own friends. I can indeed get all three of these guys. Let's do this then.
Faith without deeds is worthless. Doubt is for the weak. I'll do it.
That's a whole lot of zero there. What the heck?
As the Emperor commands, this is why I was chosen.
Did not get what I wanted. Cabela, let's get you set up.
On it.
I only got one, not both. Shame.
But of course.
Well, that's about our only full cover we got.
They who discern the future on the battlefield. That is not my destiny.
I'll take that.
Anything else?
Get expose on the rebel agitator.
Show me what you've got.
I'm going to unleash Abelard so hard on you guys. Cassia, get in the full cover.
I have read tomes of military tactics.
No shot that way. We do have a shot this way. Not far enough for your lidless gaze. No shots.
That is foolishness. I'm afraid not. I'll paint
Get in there,
your
Abelard.
death in colors.
Well, hi.
Follow my lead.
Don't mind me just making my way through.
Indeed.
Ooh, parry.
I took care of this one.
I still have my full turn here, so haha. This should be interesting. Blade Dancer, look at you. Let's get rid of this agitator, shall we?
I bring mercy and retribution. The other side.
I'll take that. Give me my death from above.
No web. As the tenants demand, killing brings me no pleasure.
Who's left? It's just these two.
The shadows will see it done.
They got more charges? No. We get Soul on the other side here. Get that sniper rifle out.
I will not. Your corrupt way has failed you.
Drop that, Abelard, if you would, please. Ooh, a parry.
I'd rather not.
Well, that didn't work.
Beck and call.
That didn't work at all.
Faith without deeds is worthless.
Ooh.
I am his will made manifest. Eradicated.
There we go. Much better. I was just gonna say, who's left? There shouldn't be anyone left. All right, time to clean up. Anything fancy? Boots. Whenever the wearer deals damage to an enemy, the wearer has 25% chance to gain 2 MP. You know who could probably use that? Probably going to be Abelard or the Blade Dancer. More than like. Is that everybody on the field? It was. Some goods up there. Now we better get our levels up here before we go do anything else. So I'll put a cut in here. And I'll bring everybody back once I got the levels chosen. Alright, nothing fancy for Soul. Just got Persuasion. And +5 ballistic skill. Alright, Abelard is getting Living Shield, so enemies suffer a -10% penalty to their hit chance with ranged attacks, including area attacks against the warrior. For every enemy in a 1-cell radius around the warrior, stacks up to 3 times. So if we get into the thick of it with a swarm of enemies, we could have upwards of a 30% hit penalty to any enemies trying to hit us with ranged weapons. That's pretty good. We've also got some weapon skill, brings us up to 50 on that one. Adira gets logic, brings it up to 55, and persuasion, or perception, not persuasion. Perception up to 55. Alright, for Sister Argenta, I gave her Cleansing Faith. So melee, flame, and melt attacks against daemons and psychers deal an additional +6 damage and gain +18% armor penetration. Such attacks against Xenos deal an additional +3 damage and gain +9% armor penetration. I know we haven't run across a whole lot of psychers or demons yet, aside from the intro. But this is 40k, and she is a Sister of Battle. I've also gave her more agility. This one helps with her, whoops, with the demolition skill. Alright, for Cassia, I gave her more awareness. And since her abilities are officer related, I gave her more fellowship as well. Alright, and finally, Cabela. I gave her sweeping motion, so the Blade Dancer's melee area attacks cost -1 AP less, but no less than 1. So, if I'm reading this right, Blade Dance should be alright. For that, I'm dropping that down from 2 AP down to 1. And I gave her more agility because that does affect her abilities as a Blade Dancer. Alright, that being said, let us push a little further on. We do have goods here and there's a door. But like all things door related, we shan't enter there. What the heck? we didn't pick anything up.
We are bound by the blood of martyrs.
Fighter rep. Oh,
Detail is the key to success.
turret was placed in a great hurry, but the Technomat never had the chance to activate it. And it would appear we have some traps.
Nothing escapes
Oh.
my sight.
Let's get that one first, shall we?
Never doubt me. Cast your eye there. Duty prevails. The Emperor favors me today.
So far, there might be more mines. Surgeons walked right across the mine barriers, seemingly oblivious to the fear of death. Well, that's nice.
Let the faith guide my path to glory.
Change is coming. The edge is nigh.
The blinded ones are harmless. No sense in shooting them and drawing attention.
Fire on the nearest target!
Except they were never blind! Oh no!
Him alive!
Well, beep boop indeed. Ah! Oh no, he's up!
Knowledge be thy fate. Let the cycle be discontinued.
Hey, Tech Bro! The man dressed in crimson should not have survived the explosion like that. However, he is alive. You hear the wheezing in the respirator that covers half of his face.
Not another step.
Hey, that's fair.
Flee, for I am death.
No, you're kind of cool. I want you to.
By the throne! What is that servant of the Omnissiah made of? Adamantine? Ah, at last it.
Abelard, this is no time to lose your composure. Resent me.
Rogue trader Von Valancius greets you, honored tech priest, and graciously grants you permission to remain in his presence.
Yes.
I identify you as a member of a high stratum belonging to Rogue Trader House Von Valancius. I am detecting no need for confrontation. The convoy received an order to meet you. It is no longer functional. Therefore, I propose that we continue to advance to the rendezvous point with the governor's soldiers.
And who are you?
I identify as Magus Pascal Haneman of the priesthood of Mars. By the grace of the Omnissiah, I am currently assigned to the maintenance personnel of the station Altar Templum Calixis X-17.
Altar Templum Calixis. I have heard the name before. The station appears on House Orcelio's star charts in the Furibunda system, not far from the Void Colony of Footfall. You have traveled a long way to come here, esteemed Magos.
How did you manage to kill off a slew of people and blow up a sacred machine without even laying a finger on it?
This was my doing.
Well, yeah. Wasn't mine.
The voices are being weird about him. They're saying garbled, conflicting things. Like they're talking about completely different people. But he's not a threat to you. Even if that's a bit hard to believe after all the fireworks.
You don't even know how you caused such an explosion?
The Omnissiah granted me a revelation. The spirit of this machine was dying, but it wished to perform a service, for such was its design. I sensed this and appealed to it. I do not know how I did it. I merely followed my intuition. The understanding granted by the Omnissiah was not permanent. It has left me.
Aww.
How strange it is to hear such words from one who is not of the blood-spun web. We have much in common.
Why do you wish to see the governor?
I came here to carry out a sacred mission. My mentor, Archmagus Amonat, summoned me, and I hastened to answer his call. But the rabbles and the rest prevented our meeting, and I was on my way to Governor Medina to determine my mentor's current location. My escort was ordered by their commander to discontinue their movement and wait to be merged with your group. Then, due to their incompetence, they let themselves be killed. It was an unacceptable complication to my task.
You must be quite devoted to your mentor to be willing to wade into this mess for him.
Cessation of vital functions is an unavoidable phenomenon, and therefore an insignificant one. The doctrine of worship repudiates the fear of death. With my mentor's words, the Omnissiah gives me the algorithm for redemption and triumph in service. I will be redeemed, and I will triumph.
Ooh, Cogboy. I invite you to join my retinue.
Acknowledged. Predicting successful and mutually beneficial cooperation.
Yay, Cogboy. But we gotta give somebody up. Ooh. That is a very good question. Because I have 2 close combat specialists, 2 psychers, and 2 ranged. I would dare say Cassia might need to go back to the ship. Oh, would that be a good choice or would that be a bad choice? Or Dira? I say we send... Pascal, what are you? You're probably going to be both ranged and melee. Let's do that. All right. Let's have us a look at our new Cogboy. What do you got? Nisian Axe. Ballistic is high. Weapon skill is high. Okay, so you're looking at getting into melee here. +4 armor, 2+2 to tech use. I should have switched you with Zadira, but Zadira... I have set for tech use. Was it Cassia? Did I choose well? It may have been Cassia. Okay, well, I may have chosen well on this one. Well, that means we got us a lot of levels to go through, so I got 6 ranks. Holy crap. I am going to spend a little time. What do we have here? Analyze enemies, expose weakness, dismantling attack, and passive learning. First turn in combat, the operative randomly distributes the same number of exploits as when using an analyze enemies among all enemies in a 10-cell radius around the operative. The start of each of the operative's subsequent turns to distribute half as many exploits among all enemies in a 2-cell radius around the operative. Okay, well, with Cassia gone, Soul gets his boost because he's the only officer in the group. So I'll take that. But I'll start doing some levels up and then we will cut back. See you in a bit. Alright, so we got our tech priest all leveled. What do we give him? Well, a little more intelligence. Also gave him acceleration protocols. So Pascal gains 5 movement points in the first round of combat. Every successful melee attack grants Pascal +2 MP for the next round. Next up, we have close-up scanning. Pascal's melee attacks apply the machine spirit communion effect on all attacked enemies. That's more weapon skills, so that axe is a little bit more deadly. Tactical knowledge. The operative removes 1 exploit from each enemy in a 5-cell radius around a point within 10 cells from the operative. If there's only 1 enemy in the area, the operative removes all exploit stacks from that enemy. And what happens is all allies gain exploits removed divided by armor, or by plus exploits removed percentage armor until the end of combat. If 4 or more exploits are removed, the operator gains plus 2 times exploits removed percentage damage until the end of combat. So this is actually really, really good. Also gave Pascal some more tech use as tech priest. Skirmish protocols. While Pascal is under the effect of the machine, Spirit Communion, his melee attacks deal an additional 15% damage and gain 15% armor penetration. Pascal's attacks and effects of the exposed weakness ability gain bonuses against enemies under the effects of the machine's Spirit Communion, as if those enemies had 2 more stacks of exploit. And of course, we have dismantling attacks, so it also intimidates all enemies in a 5-cell radius around the target, reducing their dodge and armor by 15% until the end of combat. Then we add some more logic, twice, and some ballistic skill just to even things out. There is a very good set of abilities here, which I might try and get, because this seems like Pascal seems to have plus 10 ballistic skill and 50% dodge reduction with plasma and melta weapons, and plus 1 AP whenever they use a plasma or melta weapon. So I'm just saying, like, kind of looks like be pretty dope melee, and if we give him a melta, well, that's a very wonderful shotgun blast of straight energy. Might be absolutely horrifying. So, he does also have like Medicaid mechadendrites and everything else like that. We'll see what we can get. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 more slots, and I would like to use at least 2 of those for the plasma and melta weapons. No, see, we get to play with. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are sitting a little bit over our hour. I know we said we want to go a little bit longer. My voice is still not fully healed, so we'll have to cut it short here, but we'll start working and getting a little bit longer streams, hopefully sometime this week. In the meantime, though, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this episode so far, by all means, please don't forget to hit that like button. If you want to support the channel at all, please don't forget to do the YouTube stuff and push all the buttons. Subscribe, drop a comment on down below. Every little bit does help. In the meantime, stay safe, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, all.
I'm inbound on your starboard. 7 high 10. Eat this, Toaster. Target acquisition is screwed. Give me manual controls now.